Kick it in the guts, Barry.
Ah, yeah, one of the all-time great lines from one of the all-time great films. How are you guys? Part 15, we're getting very close to the roadworthy component and Vic Roads and all of that with a bit of luck. Yeah, let's hook straight in.
Basic engine's just about back together, but thermostat housing, water pump, clutch. The supplied leads were, they must have been for a later Model 6, but I specified this model. They were all about bloody 2 feet long. You only want, like there's one, they're only short, and a couple of long ones. Fuel pump, yeah, got pretty much every, yeah, clutch, as I said, I've got to put the Welch plugs in the back. I'll do that when I take it off the engine stand. She's just about ready to rock and roll. Well, it's been a few months, guys. I've pulled the motor back out. Oh, that was much earlier this year. We're now middle of July. Started it in November. If I could have it going by November, I'd be pretty surprised. But I don't see why not. We're not that far off. Motor went straight in. I had to make a clutch tool just to align the clutch plate. That fell straight in. We can start hooking up some wires, so on and so on, see if that starter motor works. I just got a new fuel pump delivered and it doesn't even appear to be close, so I've got to stuff around with eBay again. We've got to make up exhaust, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, basically the motor fell in. Clutch has got to be set up and adjusted, everything hooked up. Got to get a radiator, which will be aluminium. I'll just paint the front so it blends with the radiator support. Yeah, anyway, yeah, the real heavy work, I think, is finally done. Favourite time of any project, guys, new parts time. Got my new reproduction kick panels, fiberglass, but they've done a pretty nice job of them. I'll be interested to see how they fit. Front and rear carpets can go in. I've also got my new water pump, which is on, as you can see. Got to work out an alternator. Just fucking around with the air cleaner, just about to put the top on that. Put a new element in it. That starter motor, remember I was concerned about that? It actually works, believe it or not. The original is a 9-tooth, that's a 10-tooth. But everything I looked on the internet reckons that one will work. I took a chance, bloody well cranks it over. It's not too quick because, as I say, the motor's very tight. But it is cranking it over. So yeah, so the motor's basically just about done except for radiator, 2 hoses I've got. Got to work out an alternator, as I told you, the generator's fucked, to put it plainly. But of course that can come off the regulator. We won't need that because we're not running a generator. The regulator's inbuilt. So yeah, we're really getting there. Like I said, she's booked in for trim. I got all the new bits for the sun visors. Gee, I'll tell you what, the way it's going, I mean, if everything falls together, we could have it going, you know, pretty bloody soon. But it all depends on how the motor runs. The fuel pump down there, that's a whole other story. It's getting a little bit hard to find, or maybe I'm just looking in the wrong places. But anyway, yeah, it's starting to, it's all wired up too. I finished the last of the wiring in there, except for the alternator. When the bonnet goes on, and that can go on any day now because the motor's in, I've got to run the hose for the windscreen washers. That'll go in the bonnet. We're really, really getting close. Well, guys, as you know, I've been trying to get a fuel pump for this thing. As you can see down there, there's the bloody gaping big hole. The one I got, the angle on the arm that goes on the cam was completely wrong, and it wasn't even a close fit, so I've had to return that. And to find, I don't know, maybe I'm looking in the wrong spots. The nearest pump I've found that'll fit this is one of the original ones with the vacuum pump on top for the wipers, $300 odd. I can get them in the States, but yeah, they're bloody, I'll pay $100 odd in postage. So I bought an electric. Sorry, I'm yelling over the television there. Just come on. I bought an electric pump. I'll fit it up. I'll blank off the hole in the block with just a little aluminium plate and a gasket. So that'll fix that. And yeah, we'll run an electric pump. I didn't want an electric pump, but in the scope of things, that's what it's going to be. Well, guys, I didn't show you putting the carpet and all that jazz in. I mean, it's a pain in the ass stopping and starting every 20 seconds to show you what I've done. And I don't have a tripod or anything, so carpet's in. It was a pre-cut carpet from Retro Spares, I think it was, and also you can't really see them, the kick panels are also Retro Spares reproductions, and they went in really well. Yeah, they matched up nice. I was quite surprised. I thought they were going to give me trouble, but they matched up nice. The carpet went in pretty good. Got a finish under the dash. Driver's seat, you could clean that a bit, couldn't you? Driver's seat may have to come back out so I can get under the dash to finish the wipers, but seat belts are in. Yeah, the seats go back and forwards. Yeah, starting to, it's a long bloody sight different to what it was in November. Now that the engine's in, we can start cleaning up this bonnet. So what I'm doing, I've just stripped off the latch assembly, that bit of chrome trim across the front. I'll take off that moulding, and we'll just wire wheel that a bit. We're not painting or nothing like that, so and the same for the other side. And we'll put, once the bottom's done, we'll put it on and try and match up the patina and see what we're starting to look like. Well, guys, we have a bonnet. She's all done, lined up as good as it's going to get. The panel match ain't fantastic. She's all been patinaed, waxed, so on and so on. One little job left to do, which is the windscreen washers, which we're going to do now. I'll run the hose up along and I'll just pop a couple of holes in here somewhere. Yeah, that come up all right. Powder coated the latch and all of that. Put the new rubbers on the side. Hang on, I'll let it down and you get a look at what the car looks like with the bonnet down. And there we have that. Come up all right. I would have liked a little bit more red, just to match that a bit. A little bit more red in there, but it's not there, so that's fine. Did the front sort of similar, so it looks like it's pretty well weathered. Didn't come up too bad. Yeah, as I say, so the panel match is a bit dicky, but all the panels are a bit dicky. But she come up good. Polished up the little chrome trim and just painted the inside black. Just sort of matches the grille a bit. Tell you what, that's it for panel work. Today's Tuesday. It's going to the trimmers on Thursday. So I'm going to hire a trailer and tow it into town. So it'll be the first time it's been out of the shed since November. Well, the last time this thing was on a trailer, it looked pretty sad. Looks a bit better now. She's going in to get her trim. Should be a few days. Today's Thursday. Probably have it back next week. Yeah, cheaper to hire a trailer than what it is to get a tow. Yeah, just finished tightening everything up. We'll tow it. Starting to look like a car now, guys. Just got it back from the trimmers and the windscreen's in. So that come up really nice. I mean, those marks are already there. It's a shame someone's drilled the trim, but that's what they've done. But that's a million times better than that had all Solastic and glue and shit all over it. That looks heaps better. So nice clean bit of glass. We've had the roof lining done. So let's have a look in there if we can see. The roof lining's all done. The B pillars are done. Sun visor's a bit floppy. Oh, he's just got to fix the other one. He ran out of the masonite in there. But yeah, got the new clips and all that. interior light. So yeah, he's put the lacing on there. So that's pretty much the interior done. Carpet and seats, as you know. Driver's seat's got to come back out so I can get under the dash for the wipers. Looking pretty bloody good. New parts time, guys. New radiator, aluminium. They reckon it fits this model. It's close. The radiator, the inlet and outlet are different sizes to what the original was. And a new alternator. That can be wired for 1 or 3 wire applications. Don't know how close this is going to be to fitting. We're going to have just an initial try now. It may be a bit thick. Yeah, it might be a bit close to the fan. I don't know. We're going to find out anyway. So I'll give it a test fit now and just see what happens. But I think there'll be modifications in order. And of course, I've got to modify that. The original bracket won't suit that. But I knew this was going to happen. Yeah, because the old radiator, which I have got, which is actually down there, that one there, that's the old Fergie one, but that's the radiator there. That was $177. I don't reckon I could get that radiator fixed for that. So I thought I'll just buy a new one. As I say, just got to muck around with the hose sizes and, yeah, that'll fix that. Yeah, radiator, I had a feeling that was going to be the case. Won't fit quite that easily. Yeah, by the time, if I bolt that up to those flanges where it should be, if I was running a thermo fan, I'd be all right. But I'm not. I'm running the standard fan. There's just not enough room clearance there. So what we'll do, and I've seen it done, everything else appears pretty right. I hope. What we'll do is, I've seen it done before, they actually cut notches out of that part of the radiator support panel and drop the radiator down in that side. And I reckon I can turn those speed nuts around and have the bolts coming in from that side and have a little spacer in there, and I reckon that'll work. But yeah, we've got to do a little bit of fabricating here. Obviously, hoses are going to be different. I'll have to muck around there to work that out, but that's all right. But that's a pretty chunky radiator. It's bigger than the original, so I'm not expecting overheating problems, but with that, I don't think I should have any at all. So anyway, let's start doing a bit of measuring and a bit of looking. Well, that radiator's sitting in, guys. It's not bolted yet. I'm just doing a test fit. I ground out of that area, as you can see, same on the other side and same at the bottom. Now that radiator's bottomed out on the cross member at the bottom, so that's good. I've got plenty of clearance for the bonnet and I've got good clearance for the fan. You might be able to just make it out there. The only thing we've got to do is trim off that area just so I can actually spin on the radiator cap, but that's easy. That's just a little bit of a grind. That's no big deal. The front will, of course, be painted flat black, so you don't notice it as much. I will be able to turn around those speed nuts like I was saying, so I should be able to utilise the factory holes. And I'll just have to put little spaces in behind that gap there and down the bottom. Maybe not the bottom. I might be able to get away with the bottom. It's just up the top there. Yeah, we'll see how we go, but it's in there. As I say, the biggest problem's going to be matching up the hoses. Now, the top's pretty straightforward. The bottom has sort of got to have a little bit of a curve. It'll probably follow the original curve, but just needs to be a bigger size. Anyway, I'll make something for it. Radiator's in, guys, except for the hoses. I had to put a spacer in there, in that top one, not the bottom one, because that's actually on a bit of a taper. And what little gap there was, the aluminium gave a little bit, so it pulled up nice and tight. As I say, there's a spacer in there, a little bit fiddly, but what I did was I put a bolt through this way, hung the spacer on the end of the bolt, dropped down the radiator, and then put another bolt through this side. That captured the spacer. Does that make sense? Come up really good. So I've got to work out the hoses, of course. A little bit tight to get the bolts in the fan, but I've got good clearance there. Painted the front of it flat black. You can hardly see it. Yeah, pretty happy with that overall. As I say, the hard part's going to be matching up some hoses. But yeah, I don't think it'll be, I mean, look, it's doable. It's just a matter of measuring the internal diameters, and I might have to make it up out of 2 hoses or something, you know, but I think that'll be a far improvement over the factory radiator, which I think is only a two-core radiator, as opposed to, I think that's a 3. Yeah, so anyway, it is what it is. Slowly but surely we're nailing all these little jobs, guys. What have I just done? Put a catch can in, which is right there, down and plumbed into the original breather. They had those walking sticks or whatever they called them, that steel tube that come out and bolted down there. I don't know if you can see that bolt hole there that's in that timing cover. None of that was there, and it just had a shitty bit of hose. So I thought I'll put a catch can on it. I turned up an aluminium sort of hose fitting in there and just tapped it in, just turned it to the right size and tapped it in. Put it on, sealed up fine. So that'll just act as another breather. I mean, it's obviously got the breather in the cap. There's no PCV on these early motors, so I thought I'll just put a catch can in. It looks like I've made some sort of an environmental effort. Radiators in, as you know. I haven't done the hoses yet. I'll be going into town tomorrow to try and match up them. I've done the alternator. As you know, I wanted to use the generator. It just wasn't going to happen. I got this off eBay. It's an Aeroflow 140 amp, which is going to be shitloads for this thing. Had to make a new bracket for the bottom, but the thing you've got to be careful of there is you've got to get your pulley alignment spot on, basically, or as bloody close as you can get it. If your pulleys are like that or on funny angles or this or that, it'll hack through the belts quick as you like. So I've got that pretty close. It's not tight yet because I have to get the right size belt. Wired it up, pretty straightforward. 3 wire, you can have it as 1 wire or 3 wires. I've gone for 3 so I can have the little indicator light without any trouble. That's all ran down to the starter. Tell you what, short of the hoses and the exhaust, the engine bay is done. Oh, that bloody wire keeps falling off the master cylinder there. Look at they're loose. I'll have to fucking do something about that. They're a bit rattly. Clamp them up. Oh, and I've got to plug those 2 holes. That's where the original wiring come through. Engine bay's basically done, guys. It's all standard. Yeah. That's about it. Yeah, all right. Yeah, we'll keep going. Well, guys, as I mentioned, the new radiator that I put in has got all different size inlet and outlet to what the original was. So I've got a whole heap of bits of hose and bits of shit. I may have to use, that's the original bottom hose, so out of the water pump out of the radiator and into the water pump. I'm getting my flow in the wrong direction. And that's what I had. And that's obviously got to go into the radiator like so. That's the size of the new outlet. So what I'm going to do, rightly or wrongly, I'll use that part of the original, and that's the big one. I'm going to turn down an aluminium reducer, which is no big drama. It only has to be half of that, just enough so I can get the hoses on and clamp tight. There's no huge pressure. We're only talking 1 pound above atmospheric, I think. So if we're about 13.5 pound atmospheric, I think the radiator caps are about 14 or 14.5 or something. If I get everything right, it should seal all right. I don't know what else I can do here, and don't know what I'm going to do with the top. That's the original top. Going to try and make up something. As I say, I've just got all sorts of bits of hoses and crap. We'll make up something, but I think that's the plan, is I'll make up a reducer. You'll hardly see it, and bore that right out so there's plenty of flow, obviously. And there should be no overheating issues. That's the original size. It's not like I'm reducing the size. I'm only feeding it with a bigger hose. That's still the factory size. So we should be pretty right there. Let's see how we go. Don't know if I'm going about this the right way or not. There's me reducer. I've put a taper in it, so because the water flow's coming from the thick side to the thin. Put a bit of a taper in it. I mean, it'll join the two hoses, no worries. I've put a lip on it so they've got something to bite. That's as far as my thinking takes me. I don't know what else I can do with it, and I'll do something else similar for the top. There's our spacer for the top hose. The plan is obviously to put the narrower one on, and then that one on, and a couple of hose clamps. I know it looks a bit ugly with clamps. What the bloody hell else can you do? But anyway, she'll be right. Yeah, we just won't lift the bonnet. Really getting there now, guys. I'm starting to run out of parts and waiting on other people. So I'm just doing a few final adjustments. There was a leak at this. I don't know if you remember, this is a few episodes back. I was saying that the filler plug for the diff, it was all hacked out and chopped out. And ever since I filled it, it's had a little drip. And I thought, well, I'll deal with it when I'm getting close. Well, now I'm close, so I've just put a couple of washers and some Celastic. It'll be all right. It's the housing's pretty crappy. So I've appeared to have fixed that. We'll see in about 24 hours. All the brakes are bled. Gone right through front to back, bled it right out with the pressure bleeder. So you can do that on your own. I think that's what they use at the factory. Gone right through. Yeah, got a good pedal, no air. Double checked all the adjustments and all the lines, everything looks good. So we appear to have brakes. Yeah, that's all good up in there. As I say, I can't spot any leaks. I've also put a spring on the clutch pedal here. It didn't have a spring, and it was meant to have one. I found an old spring and cut it to length. It's just, I've still got clearance, but it's just in case the rod, it just stops the rod falling off the clutch fork. And of course you'd lose the clutch, but we still have a clearance there. I've been mucking around with wiring, and I can't get this is the ignition key, the ignition lock barrel, or whatever you want to call it. The start doesn't work. I get accessories, I get ignition. When you turn it to start, it doesn't work. I think it's a new repro, and I think it's fucked, from my reckoning. All the wiring's okay, I've checked all that. If I put power to the solenoid wire, bang, she cranks up straight away. So I've ordered a new one of them. It's just a pain, and of course we're still waiting on windscreen wipers. Well, guys, the day has finally arrived. We've had our exhaust fitted, as you can make out there, just out of the manifold down through that gap. Just a pretty much standard Falcon exhaust. It goes along underneath. There's nothing really to see. You've seen one bit of pipe. Comes down, under there's a muffler, and then it just shoots out in front of the back wheel there with a nice fancy little chrome tip. What we're going to do now, we're going to put some petrol in it. We are going to put some oil in it, and we're going to put some water in it, and we are going to see if it starts. Now, I don't have a tripod, so I can't sort of film it while I'm doing it. I'll do my best. But yeah, what we'll do is we'll start off, we'll put a bit of fuel in it and get the pump going and just see if there's any fuel leaks before we go any further, because I may have to pull something apart to fix it. So let's just see what happens. So we'll put a few litres of juice in it. I'll take the air cleaner off, and we'll be able to see if it's pumping, because we've got our filter there with the glass bowl. And we'll establish that the fuel system's okay, and then we'll go from there. We're just filling up the filter now, guys. It is drawing a bit of fuel, not much. You can hear the pump going. Should fill that in a minute, and hopefully the pump will quieten down. Yeah, we are just getting fuel. We haven't got it to the carby yet. We have oil, we have fuel, and we have water. Don't know if we've got spark. I'll try it first. See how we go. I haven't got an accelerator pump yet. It should still go without that. I could have done something wrong in the carby rebuild, or it might just not have fuel in it yet, or could be anything. Anyway, let's see if we can get a fart out of it. Yeah, I'll get it cranking over a little bit just to get a bit of oil moving, and we'll see what happens. If not, we'll give it a little squirt aero start. Well, believe it or not, guys, we got a fart out of it, and the accelerator pump's come to me. We'll give it a bit of another go. Doesn't sound bad. I don't know if I've got oil pressure, but won't idle, but that's just in the tune. We'll check our oil level now. If it's dropped down, we'll know the filter's full, and we will know that we have oil pressure. Well, the oil level has dropped down. So that says to me it's sucking the oil. So that means hopefully it's pumping it through as well, which should follow. I think we're all right for oil pressure. I've got no gauges, so I don't know what anything's doing. It is running. We'll bump up the idle speed a bit and start playing around with a bit of basic tune, see how we go. Well, I'll tell you what, guys, for a bloody 62-year-old engine, just done a little quick carby tune. It's not even warmed up yet. Yeah, no, top hose is stone cold. It's idling beautifully. There's not a noise in it. Responds to the throttle. Anyway, we're going to put a timing light on it. Got one little drip of water, but we'll chase that up. It could be just me spilling it. Anyway, we'll chase it up. I don't think it'll be much. She's starting to smoke a bit. That'll be the paint and wax and shit on the motor. Sounds got a little bit of a note to it. Yeah, sounds a little bit throaty. No smoke. I'm actually surprised it sounds as good as it does. But yeah, if we give her a little bit of a she actually sounds quite healthy. I don't think the timing will be far wrong by the sound of it. Anyway, we'll put the light on it now.
Well, there we have it, guys. She's finally a runner. Sounds good, sounds strong, starts easy. Hasn't leaked any oil or water yet. We shall monitor these things. There'll be one more video after this, and that'll be the car basically finished. I'm still waiting on the wiper assemblies to get sorted. That's the last thing that has to be done. And then we'll get it down for roadworthy. So I shall see you guys in the final part, which will be part 16.